Jesse from Hellbit Holler here. I wanted to hop on here and kind of share some information about some of the equipment that I use. I get a lot of questions about like what kind of cameras I use for this, and this. People watch our videos and want to know, you know, what this part was filmed with, and everything like that. So I wanted to hop on here and kind of share with you one really cool piece of tech that I have that I use in my investigations. A lot of times you're filming during the day with like a GoPro or using the Sony or something like that, and you can see just fine with it. It works just fine for investigating during the day, but as soon as the sun goes down, you lose visibility completely. So I know I needed to get a night vision camera. I didn't want to spend a ton of money. This actually is a little expensive for anyone just starting out, but it's very, very handy. And the images you get from it are really nice. So what I have here is the Sionyx Aurora Sport. And the color scheme is kind of like R2-D2, which I think is pretty cool. But it films in a daylight, a twilight, and a night mode. So it depends on the level of light that you're dealing with, that the setting you want to put it on. You can see it right there. And it's just this little thing rotates to the different settings for it. It has a video shooting mode, a picture mode, and a playback mode. It has Wi-Fi capabilities. There's an app you can use. I've never used the app for it, but it's all in all, it's a really handy little camera, and the images I get from it are really nice. It is a color night vision, so it just brings in the light. Like any tiny little scrap of light that's out there, whether it be starlight, moonlight, anything like that, this just takes it right in, and it gives you really nice, clean images. If it's super dark, however, I like to use an additional IR light. This is something you can get really cheap on Amazon. It's just a little IR light, and I use this with my Sony camera or my Aurora Sport because it has a half, an all, so you can actually adjust the amount of light of IR light that you get from this little device. Unfortunately, this does not have a shoe for you to mount this on. So what I ended up having to do is I kind of like put stuff together in a, I just kind of like haphazardly got it all together, but I used a little bar and I mounted the camera on one side and I mount the IR on the other. And it's a great little fill, and it really brings out you know, more of the terrain and more of the area when you have more of that IR light going through. So that's actually something that I do suggest. One issue I have with this is it does not have an automatic focus. That is something that I kind of don't like about it, because when you can't exactly walk around and film at night. You can, but you have to constantly adjust that focus. So this is actually really, really good for stationary viewing, or if you're gonna sit there and just, you know, but if you're trying to trek through the woods in the middle of the night in the dark, this is a little difficult to deal with in terms of that. It wasn't exactly designed to be a camera that you're, you know, trouncing around the woods in at night. It was actually designed for boaters and fishermen to safely navigate coastlines in the dark. So with that being said, it's also waterproof, which is pretty handy. So it films in 720p, takes an SD card, and it retails, I think it retails for like $3.99 or something like that. I know that Sionyx is, as I say, gently phasing these out, but there are a lot of retailers that still have them. But this is actually the cheapest one that they have. So it's a good way to get like an entry level into color night vision, because night vision can be so expensive. So I've actually seen where people will take these or the higher end Sionyx night vision, color night vision, and they'll actually mount them onto a helmet and use it as a night vision. So that's an option too. But you can mount this on a tripod right there. You can just mount it on a tripod. You got your additional IR, and you can just set it up and just use it to scan the terrain and scan the woods around you. That's what we usually use it for. And the colors are just really beautiful for the footage that you get. The colors just come out, and it's just really impressive looking. And it really lets you see into the woods a little deeper, and it lets you see what's around you. So I'm really impressed with how it functions and what it does for me. So I'm going to show you a little bit of footage that I've filmed with this. Like I said, you have to adjust the focus. If you're coming closer to things or you're getting farther away from things like branches or anything like that, you do have to adjust this. It does have a infinite focus option, but it doesn't work quite as well as I would like it to. But for the money, I mean, it's night vision. For $3.99 for night vision, I mean, that's a steal. I mean, I really like this thing. It's very light. It doesn't come with a case. And because I hike out everything that I use, I need something to keep it safe. So I actually got a little lens cover for it. I got that off. Somebody had that on Etsy. I don't remember the seller, but they make these little lens covers so your lens is protected. And I always use lens covers for all of my cameras. So because I am in such rough terrain all the time and I'm hiking everything out all the time, I don't want to scratch those lenses. So I got the lens cover, and I was at a hiking store, and I found this little Kelty hardshell case. Well, it's, semi-hardshell case, and it's pretty good for it. It fits right in there. It fits right under that, so that holds it secure in there. And I actually bought some extra batteries off of Amazon for it because, again, I hike everything out, so I'm not gonna be able to film with just one battery. I need a lot of batteries, so I always buy extra batteries for all of my cameras. So I bought extra batteries just so I can, have enough juice to get through the night or a couple of days if I need to. And the additional IR is also handy too, but it works pretty well without the additional IR. Like, I'm telling you, it is, for $3.99, you really can't beat night vision for that low of a price, especially night vision at this level. So I'm going to show you some videos of some examples of me using it and what the video actually looks like. So if you're doing cryptid research or anything like that, and you do research at night, which I suggest if you're doing cryptid research, the nighttime is the best time to do it, because that's when these creatures come out to play. So, if you're doing that kind of research, this is a really, really valuable tool to use. So take a look at these videos and let me know what you think. Okay, so in this video right here, I am filming Joe, and as you can see, he's walking away from me, so your focus is going to change as that happens. You have to adjust it as he walks away in order to keep him in focus. So that's why you see it kind of going in and out of focus a little bit. One thing I wanted to mention about this red light is the red is from the red light on my headlamp. So what it's going to do with just the IR is going to be purple and blue. So anything that's full color you're seeing, that's a flashlight hitting and illuminating an object, and so you're going to get a actual true color on that. I kind of like to play with different lights to kind of give it different dimension and kind of see what kind of image I can get out of it. But I'm just showing you kind of what it looks like when you have flashlights, a colored headlamp, and the fill IR. Okay, in this clip, I am kind of scanning the terrain. I don't have any additional light going except for the fill IR, and that's that extra IR that I bought to fill in with. And that really just gives an extra layer of IR light for the camera to pick up, and you can see so deep into the woods, and it helps you really, really pick up everything in the area. But as you see, you've just got the purples and the blues and everything like that. And it really picks that up. Here, I'm focusing it. Like I said, you do have to focus this thing as you move around. As your depth of field changes, you have to focus it. So in this clip, I am filming a full moon. And look how gorgeous that is. I mean, it really brings in that light of that moon. It looks like it's the middle of the day. And you have amazing depth of field here. There's no additional IR or anything like that. I'm just using the light of the moon on this, which is incredibly bright in this particular shot. So if I had the additional IR, the trees themselves there would appear more of a blue color, and you'd be able to see more of them. But on this one, I am just using the light of the moon to film the moon and the clouds and everything. I just wanted to leave you guys with this video here. It gives you a really good example of what this camera can do when you have multiple sources of light. You have flashlights, additional IR, a red headlamp, and then there's actually an IR coming off of Joe's chest rig as well on here. And I think the images are great, and you can see so much more than a regular camera or even like a regular IR camera. And I think that this is an invaluable tool to use when you're doing investigations. And let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, you turn on your notifications, you like this video, and all that good stuff. Let me know if you have any questions about anything, and make sure you stay tuned because we have more stuff coming out all the time. And also, let me know if you want to see any more videos about some of the tech that I use when I go out into the field. And as always, thank you for joining us, and see you out on the trail.